What's up, guys? Rube here, back at it with another video. And today we're going to be doing things a little bit different. We will just be looking at articles, and we'll just pick one article and we'll go from there. So, in this video, we'll be talking about exclusive Chelsea head physio Thierry Laurent is axed on Zoom after 17 years at Stamford Bridge, as Boehly's ruthless clear-out goes on following exit of Tuchel, Buck, Granovskaya, and Czech. So yeah, we know, and we've talked about this in previous videos, was the idea that Boehly is really trying to clear everything of the Roman Abramovich era. Um, Skeptics are saying, what does own a baseball team, um, and things like that. But when it comes to soccer, you try to keep everything together. Chelsea, one of the great things about Chelsea, even though they would fire their coach, they always kept those in the background, the people that we usually never heard of. And this was probably one of those people, and he was there for 17 years. So most likely he was doing something right there. He got Chelsea winning a lot of titles. So if you think about it, why fire a guy like this? And the only answer that I can come to a conclusion is that he's trying to get rid of everyone that was tied to Roman Abramovich. And it's interesting because, we're kind of in a dilemma. We got a new coach, Graham Potter. He brought in all his staff, but we don't really have a sporting director. We don't have anybody that fills, Czech's position, Granovskaya's position, Bruce Buck's position. Like, these are important positions for us to understand. A club, and especially even in business, if you don't have these types of, people, it's hard to run this thing. Even though, Bowley says, he's doing what he can, but even the CEO can't be doing everybody's job. And to me personally, it just seems like this ship will sink very quickly. So yeah, let's just read a little bit about what's going on. Chelsea's off-field exodus has continued with long-serving head physiotherapist Thierry Laurent leaves the club, leaving the club in another major change to their medical department. Chelsea are parting ways with Laurent, who will depart after 17 years following medical doctor Dr. Paco Biasoka, who was in his position for 11 years, is leaving the Stamford Bridge club. He was informed of the news on his short Zoom call on Tuesday. So yeah, there he is right there. That's David Luiz from the old generation. Um, so yeah, you see there Tuchel. They will make their own appointment as they reshape Chelsea's medical department along with other areas of the club following their purchase. Laurent arrived at Chelsea in 2005 with an impressive CV, having worked at France National Football Center, Clairefontaine for 15 years. There we see Bruce Buck, Marina Garonskaya. He was France physio at the 1996 Olympics and between 1997 and 2005 before a second spell between 2012 and 2014 being part of a setup that went to 7 major international tournaments. He was initially responsible for the care of Chelsea's first team players on his arrival in 2005 before becoming head physio in 2014, leading the first team's medics while also overlooking the academy and ladies' side's medical team. Chelsea's new owner conducted a 100-day review of the entire club following their takeover at the end of last season. And manager Thomas Tuchel was the biggest casualty, being sacked earlier this month, just 7 games into the season. So yeah, we can see here that Bowley, when he took over, he said there was going to be this 100-day review, in what he wanted the club to be, what he was thinking. This is how I want to see the club. I'm sure he's talking to the investors that he's with because he's obviously not the only one there. And the thing was always, what is the vision here? And Graham Potter's vision for Todd Boehly was very important. And so whether he's fully, looking at what Potter's saying or maybe what he's just thinking in his mind with his investors. Like there's so many, you know, ideas that can be thrown around here, but it's just interesting because this position and everything that, went on and the way, he did it was just so unconventional. The season just began and 7 games in, you fire Tuchel. Like, to me, that's like the worst business strategy. I don't know. What do you guys think? Personally, like, you would have just fired him in the beginning or the end of last season. That way, you get your coach, Graham Potter. That way, you get his players that he wants, so that he can get the system he wants going. I'm pretty sure he didn't want everybody that Thomas Tuchel wanted. There's like a Aubameyang there. I'm not sure about Sterling. And, all these players can be integrated, but I'm pretty sure deep down, Todd Boehly has a system in the way he wants to play. Um, but yeah, back to the point. Just thinking about this whole exit and how it just went down was very strange to me. Only time will tell how this system will work. I personally think, my gut feeling, with Chelsea, because they're always, doing things unconventional, right? Firing every literally 2 years or less than 2 years. A coach literally coaches a year and a few months. And literally we get review or we get, trophies on unconventional terms. Like, you would think this is not how a club would run itself. You know, Throw money at players, get these expensive players, pay whatever the cost is, instead of negotiating, which is the, right way. And so it's just interesting to see how this is all playing out. Maybe I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong because this is the team that I always support. And to me, it's just interesting to see how unconventional the way he's, handling this club. And, you know, it can backfire pretty bad. And, the problem could be is this can end up being like Manchester United where, the fans will go against Todd Boehly. And I hope it doesn't because, you know, a crowd that is angry just doesn't really help the whole team. We have to be behind, the CEO, behind, the coach and the players. But, when there's that disconnect, you have what you have at United. Even though they're currently in this rebuilding process, slowly getting somewhere. But still, it's like, let's do it the right way. I hope that this will be the last time we'll have this, issue with, having a manager for a year and a half because that model somewhat worked because we did win things. Let's not sugarcoat it and say we didn't. We did. We won 2 Champions League ever since, I've been watching and ever since the club was, established. We've got 2 Champions League. We have a few Premier League titles, a few FA Cups, and a League Cup as well. So things did work under Roman Abramovich's system. But of course, the way Todd Boehly is taking it, only time will tell for us to understand where all of this is going to go because at the end of the day, the proof is in the pudding. We will see this in literally next year, how all of this played out. And sometimes that is for the best. Cleaning house is sometimes for the best. You don't want to root out any of the noise from the previous regime because, rumors come around of, I think there was a rumor coming out that Todd Boehly, one of the one of the investors, is part of, the Arab, group of things going on over there. And it's like I don't want to really get into it, but like you kind of get the gist of it. Like they're part of an Arab group that are doing things that are unconventional, maybe unright, like when it comes to humans and stuff like that. You can fact check me on that. Um, don't take my word for it. But yeah, overall, to me, hopefully this is a good sign. But from the outside looking at it, it's just more of Bowley showing like, look, you did your part here. Go. We don't need you anymore. And more of just a clean house. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll continue to make more videos. Bye for now.